before the world asks anything of you. You're already creating. You've made space for it. This is not ordinary.
So what resonates most with me in this shot is the nuanced key light on the face. You'll notice how it goes from bright to dark quite gradually. We really were happy with this on set. Literally, the client was like, "Ooh, that looks really, really good." I remember on the day. So we're going to show how we did that. But another thing I just want to point out here that really looks good is a subtle thing, which some people call the checkerboard pattern. So it's dark, light, light. Right? We have a dark background behind the light part of her face, and then the dark part of her head, we have a light background. And so that 1, 2, 3, 4 is something that you'll see really advanced cinematographers do and go for. Of course, we have a beautiful eye light here with her looking at the screen. Bokeh, beautiful color contrast with the green and the skin tone everywhere. So that's really, really nice looking. Now let's look at how we did this. The first thing I want to show you is the drawing here. So this is the camera and it's shooting this way. That's the dotted lines. Okay, this is our subject. And you can see lots of scribbles and stuff, but this is really important, is making a plan. I was able to show this to the crew. And the key thing here for that beautiful key light, it's the cove light right here. I'll show you how we set that up. But that's what gave the beautiful wrapping key light. And then of course, tons of neg fill. That's the 12-ounce Duvetine here. There's neg back here, and there's neg right here in front. We also had a backlight going this way, which I actually don't have in the drawing here, but that was just to hit her with a little bit of a hair light. So let me show you the inspo, because the client actually gave us this AI. This is an AI image on the right, and it's funny, like if you actually look close, you'll see the cheek, the way the cheek is lit, it is almost identical, which says that the AI knows cove lights are the best way to get a nuanced key light. Because we didn't tell the AI to do the lighting like this. We just said, beautiful scene of a woman working at a desk with, sun hitting her. So this was the inspo, and I was pretty happy because we got pretty close to it. Let me show you, just give me a second here, the set. So this is just a quick video shot of the set. And it looks quite chaotic, but it all just follows that drawing that we did for the plan here. So again, I'll just show you here. We have our neg, big wall, 8x8 of neg there, 4x4 of neg fill there. If we come here, this is the backlight. So this is an Amaran F21C. And what it's doing is it's coming through and just hitting the back of her right here, very subtly, just lifting the back a tiny, tiny bit. You can see a little bit of light on her shoulder there. And there's a little bit on the back of her head. And then here, this is the cove. It looks really messy here. But basically, we have the 600X going up into the edge. So this one here is going to light the furthest side of her face right here. Just this bright edge. Okay. And then the middle piece here, that is this bounce here. There's an ultra bounce behind these gentlemen. They're putting up a 4x4 diffusion. That gives us the wrap, like the majority of the photons we're seeing hit her face here. Okay, but the two work together to just give us this beautiful fall off on the face. It's a classic cove light setup. Now, cove lights are difficult when the shot's this wide, and so I remember when we put these things in, we were worried there were going to be two on the front, but it ended up working out quite well. I can't remember the light we had here. I think it was a 1200D bouncing off of this into her. But pretty simple, just a couple bounces, a few floppies, right? And then the F21C here just to light her from the back. The hardest thing was cutting light, right? So if you look here, you'll see this floppy, we really jammed it in there, because what that's doing is it's stopping all of the light from polluting this part of her face. The only reason this looks this dark is because of this floppy right here. Now these floppies here, what they're doing is they are ensuring we're not getting any crazy bounce over here. If it was me, I would have made this a little bit brighter maybe. I thought this came out a tiny bit too dark. Maybe we could have walked this neg or just rotated it 15 degrees, just let a little bit of light spill onto her. But it ended up being more dramatic, and the client in the end really, really loved it. One other characteristic here is intrinsic contrast of the face versus the background. You'll notice that the darkest part of the hair here, there's nothing in the background that comes close to the darkness of her hair. And there's also nothing really that comes close to the brightest part. I mean, these are actually brighter than her, but the idea here is the contrast on her face is greater. We have thicker blacks along with thick whites versus the background where everything just feels a little bit more creamy, right? Sorry, one second. Everything back here just feels a little bit more creamy and buttery. There's not any items that are super dark. And that again is a reason why we do the neg fill, because that enables us to get that intrinsic contrast on the face greater. Okay, thanks so much for watching, guys. I will see you on the next one.